Hi everyone, I am Shruti Sridhar and this is my colleague Shabari-Jog, and we both are childbirth educators based here in Pune, and we follow the Lamaze healthy birth practices. So my colleague here, she is a physiotherapist, and so Shabri, tell me your story of how you ended up being a Lamaze childbirth educator.
Yeah, as a physiotherapist, I was working in 3, 4 hospitals 10 years back. And in one of the hospitals, I saw that most of the births which were taking place were 90% cesareans. I just thought to myself, why so many cesareans are taking place? And because in my family, I had never seen cesareans taking place. Everybody had a normal birth. So I started reading about pregnancy, childbirth, and I came across one book which mentioned Lama's breathing. And in that book, it was mentioned that Lama's breathing helps in natural birth. So I just thought to myself that, oh, okay, if I learn Lama's breathing, or maybe I can teach that breathing to the pregnant moms, and then they can have a normal birth. So I did this Lama's childbirth education course. But when I did that course, I found out that Lama's childbirth education is not about only breathing exercises, but it is more. It has different components to it also.
Right.
That's how from then onwards I started teaching Lama's techniques and Lama's healthy birth practices. So Shruti, you are also a doctor, and what motivated you to do this Lama's childbirth education?
Yeah, so I did my MBBS around 8 years back. I passed out from a government hospital, and when I was working as an intern there, especially in the labor ward, I was honestly very horrified seeing the practices there. Like it was so terrible. The mothers being shouted at, not given respectable care, even the basic respectable care not being given. Newborn babies directly taken away into the NICU or to the pediatrician without even giving or showing it to the mother, doing unnecessarily routine interventions which may not be even required. So all these things honestly made me feel that I should not have a baby at all. It was very scarring for me. And then 8 years down the line, when I actually became pregnant, I was like, no, I cannot do this. I want a good birth for me and my baby. And so I was in Ireland at that time, fortunately, I'm going to say. And I met a group of amazing couples who've had home births, who've had natural births, who had water births, who had midwife led care. And then I saw the other side of the story, and I'm like, oh my god, this exists. So then I did a 2 day childbirth education and doula workshop under a very, very trained midwife in Ireland. And that gave me the confidence in my body, and that helped me, in my pregnancy. And I had an amazing home birth after that. And I would love to be pregnant again, and I would love to go through that process again. And after that, having my baby, we returned back to India, and I saw here that the condition was very different. There was no informed decision making, there was no choice given to the mother, respectable maternity care to tha hi nahi. So all these things made me realize that no, I should do something to increase awareness. And in that process only, I came across the Lamaze workshop which was happening in Mumbai, and I even did that just to educate myself as to the entire aspect of childbirth education. And then since then there's no looking back, and I'm enjoying whatever I'm doing.
Okay.
And Shabri here, she has taken classes before her Lamaze workshop and
Yes.
after her Lamaze workshop. So as in a hospital based setting, as well as an independent childbirth educator. So
Correct.
can you highlight on the differences of both these classes?
Yeah. So when I used to take classes in the hospitals, so as a physiotherapist, I was just taking the exercise part. But I'll tell you what is the difference between an independent run childbirth education class and a hospital class. So in the hospital classes, mostly the doctors they tell you about what is a normal delivery, what is a cesarean birth. Then they talk about the epidural. That tell you about the benefits and some of the side effects of it, not all. And the pediatricians talks about baby care. But what do you learn in independent childbirth education classes is apart from the exercises and diet, you learn more about labor. Because as a first time mom, you don't know anything about labor. Everybody scares you about labor, right? Everybody just tells you that there will be pain in labor. So but nobody tells you what exactly labor is about. So the childbirth educator explains everything about labor, how you can manage labor naturally, how your husbands and relatives can help you during labor. Then they emphasize on the interventions also which are done routinely in the hospitals. For example, a cesarean. Sometimes a cesarean is done for unnecessary reasons. So when exactly you have to opt for it, what are the benefits of it, what are the risks to it, when is it not necessary. So if you learn about all these things, about all the interventions or all the procedures which are done in the hospitals, you can take an informed decision and you can choose a doctor which will who will follow your own birth plan. Yeah.
And as we say, suppose you want to go buy a car, for example. So you are not going to walk into the showroom and ask them, is this a good car to buy, or is this the best car that I can have in the market? No, you are going to do your research independently. You are going to go online, search for sources, ask friends, check out few magazines, and then you come upon a decision, okay, this is a good car to select. It's the same thing. So you cannot go to a hospital and expect them to give an unbiased independent information to you. So it's very, very important that whoever is your childbirth education provider, that they are giving you a unbiased evidence based information on which you can base your decisions. Because on the internet, I think there are just too many things available.
Correct.
You don't know what to
Yes.
choose and
Yes.
what to filter out.
Yes.
So we are doing that job for you. So we are filtering out the information, we are giving you the best possible resources,
Yes.
so that you can make your own decision. Yeah, so I think
Yes. So, see, I always tell this to my parents that pregnancy and childbirth are such beautiful things which nature has gifted us. So, let us learn to cherish and treasure them.
very well said, Shabari.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
really hope this video was a little bit informative and on why you should take an independent childbirth class. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
See you.